Italian Wine Podcast. Chin Chin with Italian wine people.
This podcast is brought to you by Native Grape Odyssey. Native Grape Odyssey is an educational project financed by the European Union to promote European wine in Canada, Japan, and Russia. Enjoy. It's from Europe.
Hello, this is the Italian Wine Podcast with me, Monty Waldin. My guest today is Alessandro Gallo. Alessandro is the general manager, winemaker, vineyard chief. He's everything that there is to do with Castello di Albola, which is in Chianti Classico, and which is one of the wineries owned by the Zonin family. Welcome, Alessandro.
Ciao, Monty.
It's always great to see you.
Thank you very much.
We talk a lot about together about vineyards and winemaking. So now we're going to get this on audio. So it's really lovely to have you in the studio today. So briefly, where are you from in Italy? How did you get into wine?
I come from Piemonte.
So Piemontese?
Yeah. Sorry for my English.
No, your English is very good. Don't worry.
No, absolutely not. But I will try. Yeah, I come from Piemonte. I arrived in Tuscany 15 years ago. I arrived in Castello di Albola 15 years ago.
So what did you study at university?
I studied in Alba, first of all. It's a high school in Alba, 20 years, and later I have a degree in chemistry in Torino. I'm also family wine.
So your family had a winery?
Yeah. It's just not a winery, it's just a piece of vineyard. But Piemonte wine and vineyard is like a green garden, and so wine is together at the house, in the front of the house. So wine is a little bit like something that is in the blood.
Sure.
And after chemistry, I start to work in Piemonte, and in 2004 I moved in Toscano.
All right. So you were working, obviously, at Castello di Albola at that point. So let's just talk about the terroir. Which comune, which village in Chianti Classico is Castello di Albola?
Castello di Albola is in Radda in Chianti. It's a very, very small village, but honestly today is also important village for production of Chianti Classico. Because
where is Radda? Is it on the north?
It's a middle between Florence and Siena.
So it's right in the middle of Chianti Classico.
Yes, it's right in the middle, and there's 40 kilometers to Siena and 50 to Florence, so right in the middle. It's the probably highest village in Chianti area, and is very historical because in the Middle Age was the Lega del Chianti,
the Chianti League.
The Chianti League, and at that point, Radda was the capital of this part of Chianti. So very, very historical for a production of.
So really, it's the physical. Alessandro said it's the physical heart of what is now the Chianti Classico DOCG, and obviously Chianti Classico DOCG is different from Chianti DOCG. That's another wine entirely. So the physical center. So what are the challenges? Albola, Castello di Albola, let's give us some idea of the terrain, the altitude, the soil types that we're dealing about. It's quite extreme, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely yes. It's first of all is one of the biggest estate in the Radda village, of course, and is also the higher part of Chianti. So the land, the soil is very, we can say, poor. It's rich in stone, rich in galestro, and rich in alberese. So that means that the soil is very draining and help to the roots goes down to find the mineral, the water, to have a wine that is not very concentrate, but a wine fine, very thin, very elegant at the nose, very floral.
So when you say thin, what it doesn't mean is like meager wine. What Alessandro is saying is they're not blockbusters.
No,
you can't make a blockbuster in the Radda.
No, absolutely no. It's if you think that Radda is the estate of Castello di Albola is between 450 to 700 meters.
700 meters.
Yeah, we grow the Chardonnay at 700 meters on the sea level, but we grow Sangiovese till 600 meters on the sea level, and at that altitude, the style of wine, it's amazing because it's acid. We have acidity, we have longevity, finesse, acidity. That is the style of Castello di Albola. It is in Radda in general. In Radda.
So 600 meters in Montalcino, which is further to the south and warmer and has a different kind of topography. That's the upper limit in Montalcino, which is warmer. So here we're further north, a little bit further inland. It's more continental, if you want to put it that way. But there's altitudes of 600 meters. This is where you start getting, or you do get, the high wire Sangiovese. This Sangiovese with tautness, with nervosity, as you could call it. These sort of mouth-watering wines that are not heavy. They have intensity, but they're not heavy.
Exactly. This is right.
So what are you doing in the vineyard? You obviously know these conditions are how they are. You're not trying to force the vines. What is your approach in terms of cover cropping or pruning and things like that?
We work more and more in the vineyard. Of course, the wine of Radda or Castello di Albola wine are wine that grow in the vineyard. So more and more we are close at the viticulture. For example, we are going to be organic also in Castello di Albola, and not for to say organic, but because organic means to know better what's happened in the vineyard. And for example, the soil today, it's the know of the soil. We do natural nutrient with the grass that we plant. I don't know
native cover crops.
Yeah, cover crops. For example, 1-on-1. But we used to change the pruning to Cordone Speronato, to Guyot, and we had a school in Castello di Albola by Simone Tensier about
the famous pruning
school. Yeah,
school from Friuli.
Yeah, exactly. We finished that, but we added that, and of course the management of the vineyard today is so important, because to have a great fruit today is essential to have a great wine.
So many of your vineyards it's a very forested area, right, where you are, and many of your vineyards are quite isolated, so already you're high, it's continental, it's cool, and you've got the cooling effect of the forest. What does this mean for ripening and the possibility to make white wines?
One of the effects that I observe overall is that Castello di Albola at this altitude is the different temperature between day and night. No, that's a very good. If you think the noble family came in Chianti in the August, because in the night it's fresh, it's cooler. No, it's very okay for the maturity in August, September. That's 2 months. That's very important for the maturity of the grapes.
So you get cool nights, and also means the grapes take a little bit longer to warm up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important for acidity and aroma expression.
Exactly. That's for me, for example, in Radda at that altitude, it's very important. Of course, for the Chardonnay, I grow Chardonnay at 700 meters on the sea level. That is a mountain.
So what's the name of that wine? So, come si chiama?
Poggio alle Fate.
So Poggio alle Fate means the Poggio is a hill, no?
Yeah.
The hill of the fairies fairies.
Yeah, fairies is hill. It's a fantastic wine and it's not true that area that grow red just grow only red. It's possible to grow also a great white, and I think Poggio alle Fate is a great wine.
So it's like a little bit like Burgundy. So Poggio alle Fate. What is the vineyard shaped like? Where is it? Is it surrounded by forest? Is it on its own?
It's between the forest. Is 3 hectares of Chardonnay, of vineyard, and between the forest is a flat hill.
So it's a plateau.
Yeah, plateau.
Surrounded by forest.
Yeah.
And you sometimes call it a tongue of la lingua.
È una lingua di terra. It's a tongue of Langhe.
Okay, if I've gone into my wine shop. Okay. I heard the podcast. I got to try one of the Castello di Albola wines, and I kind of quite like the sound of this guy Alessandro. He seems a bit crazy, and I buy it, and I'm thinking, now should I age it or should I open it tonight? What are you going to tell me?
I think Poggio le Fate you can wait more than 4. Yeah, more than 4, absolutely. Of course, people want to drink white wine easily and and quickly.
Straight away.
But for me, not for that wine. We have in the state Poggio le Fate of here, and absolutely it's much better after 3-4 years.
What's your favorite dish with it?
It's a good wine. You can combine with everything, but I don't know, cheese, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even after a meal, or just if you're having a little snack, glass of white wine, a little bit of cheese, glass of the Poggio Fate Chardonnay?
Yeah, why not?
Next, we're going to get into the real business, the Chianti Classico Castello di Albola.
Yeah, for us
it's your signature wine, right?
Yes, it's a main wine. We are in the middle of the of Chianti area, so we produce Chianti Classico, and we produce Chianti Classico for 90% of the bottles of Castello di Albola. We have a different version, different label of Castello of Chianti Classico, because in Chianti Classico there are different level also for low. Chianti Classico regular, Chianti Classico Riserva, Chianti Classico Gran Selezione.
All right, so the Castello di Albola Chianti Classico DOCG, that's what it's called. This is the biggest production wine.
Yes.
And in your view, and what you say, this is the wine that's most representative of the estate because it comes from all of the vineyards.
Different vineyard. Yeah, it's very true. Chianti Classico, regular Chianti Classico, is a combination, is a blend of so many different vineyards, so represent the style of the estate.
Is it difficult for you at harvest because you've got all these different plots of Sangiovese and picking them at different times? Do you ferment them just according to the same recipe, or do you have...
No, absolutely not. Today, the goal of the estate, I think the goal of the winemaker is in a state like Castello di Albola is to work with a lot of parcel. You say parcel?
It's parcels, yeah.
Parcel?
Like a jigsaw, and then you can...
Because it's like a painting, no? It's like a puzzle, and so you more piece of the puzzle do you have, more possibility to combination.
Yeah, the more complex image you can create.
Absolutely, yes.
Let's talk about the Riserva.
Yeah, that is a different story because Riserva arrived from to choose the best Sangiovese grapes from different vineyards, not a lot, 4, 6, 7 vineyards that we go. We know that vineyard, of course, for the experience, etc. And from that vineyard, we choose the best Sangiovese. We work alone, okay, and after in January, February, we blend together and we grow together.
So basically, the Riserva is a selection of the best grapes of that year from various vineyards.
Yeah,
and they're fermented and they're worked apart in the winery, and then in the spring they're blended, and that is the Riserva. So, okay.
Yeah, this is a Riserva for us. For me, Riserva, it's a very nice wine to taste the fine Sangiovese of Castello di Albola. If you ask me to taste the style, the good style, the style is Chianti Classico, but the good style of Castello di Albola, I give you a bottle of Riserva.
So you mean, when you say good, you probably mean representative?
Yeah,
okay.
A good representation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Gran Selezione? So Gran Selezione, just so we're all clear on this, there's a lot of confusion.
Yeah, for us, it's...
About what it is. So Gran Selezione means a Chianti Classico Riserva that is grown, harvested and bottled by the winery whose name appears on the label. So it is estate grown, estate bottled, and that's really, really important. That is what makes Gran Selezione different from, say, a Riserva, because you can make a Riserva, you can buy grapes or whatever from somebody else. Gran Selezione, you cannot do that. This is an estate grown wine. Okay.
Very true, but more I say that for Castello di Albola, Gran Selezione represent for us the single vineyard. So the top level in the sense that the single vineyard represent an expression of Sangiovese for that area.
So it comes from a single vineyard. In this vineyard, I think, is it near the castle?
We have today we have more than one. We have more than
one castle.
No.
That's impressive. There was only one that last time I visited.
For me.
You guys are quick builders.
No, more than one Gran Selezione, and the first one is called Il Solatio. Very little production because it's a 1 hectare. And the second that arrived last year that we were very happy because this wine had a great success is the Santa Caterina. That is very close at the castle. But the future we think at some other. And why? Because we think that in a estate like Castello di Albola is a quite big estate in the terms of neighbor, it's a little bit bigger. The possibility to grow a single vineyard could be an interesting idea.
Okay, so the Santa Caterina Gran Selezione, which is a single vineyard.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying this comes from around about 500 meters?
Yes, it's a 500 meters or a little bit more. It's just
pretty cool.
It's a south. It's a totally south.
So otherwise it wouldn't ripen.
Yeah. It's a totally south. It's just under the castle.
And what is it on? Is it on clay or gravel or?
No, clay. It's difficult. It's a stone. It's a stony.
Called schistous.
Galestro. Yeah, schisto. Yes.
Okay, and what's nice about Galestro is it's like a compacted but friable soil, and so you can explain it. Go on.
Yeah, it's Galestro. It's friable in the winter time. You can break. No, if you
break it in your hands.
Yeah, break it in your hands. Yeah, and so it's a soil that it's not a lot. It's not clay that give you a powerful the vineyard, but permit to the roots to goes down and to find there the nutrient and the water, etc.
Okay, let's just have it said one more thing about Il Solatio, which is the Gran Selezione. You love talking about this one, I know. So this is another 100% Sangiovese, and this is from a very small single vineyard of around about 1 hectare. What does Il Solatio mean?
In Tuscany, Solatio means at the sun, exposed at the sun.
Sun facing.
Yes, sun faces. Solatio was the first, that's the first in love, first love.
You're smiling.
It was first experiment, first exercise in terms of a single vineyard in Castello di Albola, and we started in 2006, and because a single vineyard is not to be the best, or I don't know, have to be different, and
has to have its own personality.
Yeah, exactly. And Solatio was that.
Is it a little bit spicy because it's at such high altitude?
It's spicy. Yeah.
Can you just tell us
more than Santa Caterina? Santa Caterina is more fruity. Santa Caterina, it's a little bit more powerful. In terms of Sangiovese, of Radda, of Castello di Albola, related at that.
Okay. And what about the Acciaiolo? What's that?
Acciaiolo is another style of wine. Acciaiolo, it's a classical Super Toscano. It's
Super Tuscan.
Super Tuscan.
I think I prefer Super Toscano.
It's much better.
You should copyright that. No, you're right. It's great.
I will. It's
it could be like an aftershave. Super Toscano.
That's much better than Super Tuscan. It's in Acciaiolo. It's a long story in Castello di Albola, 1988.
We've got another 4 hours of tape, so you can tell the story if you want. Don't worry, it's okay.
It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's not Sangiovese. So it's another style for that because it's another variety. So Cabernet Sauvignon, it's more strong wine. It's a wine that have the shoulder, no?
Has shoulders.
Yeah.
How old is the vineyard? Cabernet
Very old. It's the oldest vine today in Castello di Albola. It's more than 40 years old.
So it's even older than you.
No, unfortunately.
26. Amazing. Your career's meteoric career.
Thank you, Monty, but unfortunately, no. The time passed.
And
you probably.
No, I was born in 1996.
Okay, me 7.
Yeah. So what about the? How old is this Cabernet Sauvignon vineyard? Is it very young, or is it an ancient relic?
No, it was think that this vineyard was grafted.
Okay.
The Cabernet Sauvignon was grafted.
Grafted onto
It was Sangiovese.
Okay, and there were older vines. Okay. So, and for this one, you do use a little bit of oak barrel, yeah?
Yeah. The aging, we didn't speak about aging because we, for Sangiovese and for Chianti Classico Riserva, we use normally big cask. For the single vineyard, we do half and half between big cask and tonneau, so
yes,
French.
500 litres, yeah.
Exactly, French oak. And for Super Toscano, so Cabernet Sauvignon, we use normally brick.
Okay, so in a nutshell, Castello di Albola is a big estate, but what Alessandro and his team there have done is to break this very, very complex terroir in the middle of Chianti Classico, almost a very extreme place, to break it down into its constituent parts and to manage and work and grow and ferment and age and bottle these wines, each according to its own needs. And for a big estate owned by a big company, this sort of level of detail is what gives you those marginal gains. You talk about these marginal gains as a wine seller. It's a very competitive market. And what has been nice about listening to Alessandro, I know Alessandro well, and we speak often, the vast majority of what he said today concerns the vineyard, the viticulture, the sites, the soils. We've spent very little of our time talking about winemaking, and that for me is a great indication of somebody, and also for a company that is on the right track. And I know you can say that about many estates globally, of course, but I do think this is, I do like the way that you guys are working. Obviously there are always improvements to make, but it's always a pleasure to see you. You've always got a smile on your face, and I think you're doing a really great job.
Grazie.
Not just in Tuscany, but in Maremma and Sicily and all the rest of it. So keep it up, but don't stop. Keep going forward.
Grazie.
Niente.
Ciao.
È stato veramente un piacere. Thanks a lot, Alessandro.
Grazie.
And I'll come back to Albola when I do.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right.
Quickly.
Yeah.
There you will find a very good bistecca.
A bistecca. A bistecca. This whole conversation about wine had nothing to do with podcasting. It's about dinner. Okay, that's what it's about.
In general, wine is very close at the dinner and lunch and food in general. And you know, Chianti, it's a wine. It's a food friendly.
Sure.
Very food friendly.
And you said that with a big smile on your face. Okay. All right, Alessandro. Thanks to Alessandro Gallo from Castello di Albola. I'll see you soon, I hope.
Thank you very much. Ciao. Ciao.
This podcast has been brought to you by Native Grape Odyssey, discovering the true essence of high-quality wine from Europe. Find out more on nativegrapeodyssey.eu. Enjoy. It's from Europe.
Follow Italian Wine Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.